little bit more above your
Puedes
head.
tirar la pelota arriba de la plato y tú
Arriba saca.
arriba saca, like a key, back up. You want
I need
forward?
more.
More what? More hat?
I
More
need
me?
more space above your head, so when the video comes, I can put the words up here. There you go. There you go.
Better hit.
So you are our resident bilingual person on this podcast, right?
Here's the deal. I took Spanish all 4 years in high school.
Okay.
I could speak it to, Destinos? Everyone must know Destinos.
Yeah,
Destinos was
it's a
the
TV show.
telenovela that you had to watch. Oh, I was into it. Because I could, that's how you learned. But yet I was so good that, how they give you like the ropes? Certain departments get you ropes if you're that, the science and engineering or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I got the Spanish rope.
Wow. When you graduated?
Yes, major credibility. We had a lot of Hispanic population. They announced me as the Spanish student of the year or whatever. Oh, just.
You got a Silver Slugger Award for language.
For language, I did. Silver Spanish Award. So
what is carita mean?
Carita. Carnita or carita?
Carita.
I don't know if carita is actually a word, is it?
Oh, it's a nickname. Cara is face.
Oh, there you go. Small face.
Baby face. That's what the Giants call Devers. Carita.
Oh, I like it. Okay. I got you. Slang's not taught. Slang is not taught in high school. I got you.
But I'm from the barrio, so I get the slang. You're just more grammatically correct with your Spanish, but I'm in the Spanish streets.
I'm a granjero.
When we were in New York, I was in East Harlem salsa dancing. Let's get into the show, baby.
Let's go.
You know what? I didn't bring this up last week, which was Saturday. I should have, but it's never too late to hop on a West Coast bandwagon, Big Ben.
Ooh.
I was going through, should we call it Bush versus Harbaugh or USC versus Michigan? Like, if you look at the penalties, when Reggie Bush
was
guilty of accepting money, amateurism, I did some some research. USC vacated 14 wins, their national championship. They had to get rid of 30 scholarships over 3 years, and they had to disassociate themselves from Reggie Bush. Michigan, on the other hand, got a slap on the wrist. They didn't have to vacate any wins. There's no postseason bans, which USC got 2 years of postseason bans. All they got was Sharon Moore.
What does he have to do? Does he have to go to a class? Hold on. Like, when you, not to say I know, but when you maybe have too many pops and you drive and then you got to go to a class. Yeah. Does Sharon have to go to a class on what? Sign stealing? How not to enable it? Or what do you do?
He's got a self-imposed 2-game suspension, but he picked week 3 and week 14 versus Central Michigan and Nebraska.
Of course. Let him. I mean, geez, you could win those games with your second string out there.
But Michigan got off easy.
It was too easy.
USC
what do you think that says? What do you think
USC
that says?
couldn't come back from that.
That could be true. Yeah, that was the late era of USC, right? Leinart, Bush, hasn't been anything since.
No.
And I'm sure that Michigan's going to come back from not having their coach for 2 weeks pretty quickly. Like,
they're missing out on some money. The biggest thing I see is like they can't take in the revenue sharing, which could be like $40 million, but some collective and booster, they're just going to get the money another way.
What would you have liked to see there, Mr. Commissioner Winn? What would you have done?
Don't like the vacating wins, get rid of the natty. I don't like that at all. I would like to see them lose some scholarships.
Okay.
And make the penalties a little bit more strict. Like, hey, you lose X amount of scholarships and you cannot compete in the college football playoff for 1 year. I would have been happy with that.
Okay, so that you think that the crime would have fit the bill, or the bill would have fit the crime?
Yes.
Given that, I agree. Feels like you're mad about USC not coming back.
Well,
You don't have any football teams to go watch now.
no, I don't.
You don't. It's LA. Remember Beecher? What do we say? Beecher, Beecher game. No, we'll go to the
They're in the
beach.
Big Ten.
You want to get into USC? You want to
Let's
just
get
go
into it in
there?
a little bit. Let's get
Let's
into
go
the
there.
show. Hello and welcome to Big Ben and Winn. Each week we broadcast live on YouTube. If you're watching this live right now, drop your comments below. If you catch us out on demand, drop your comments below. But if you're still not into the video podcast, I'm not sure why you wouldn't be. You can always download, listen, subscribe anywhere you get your podcast. I'm Winn. He's Big Ben. We talked a little college football. We're talking a little bit more USC versus UW. We'll talk a little fantasy football and the NL West. Who's going to win it? Dodgers or Padres?
Dun, 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 dun. Have I already told you the story that I was down there when the Cougs beat USC at home? We had no business doing it. We ended up, I think, an interception late in the game sealed it. Oof,
Roughly.
Oh,
after New York, so it was 2011-ish?
No, it wasn't after New York.
Before?
I'd have to go look at a timestamp photo. It's printed out somewhere, buried in one of my drawers. But
how old are you? Was Drew Bledsoe playing?
No, I think we had this run of quarterbacks with the Mike Leach area where it was like Connor Holiday, who's that? Teal. Like we had all these guys that threw for massive yards yet didn't do anything in the NFL. And it was one of those years. But we went down there and it was a lame game. It was like raining sometime. We ended up winning. And I think we looked around and people were in utter shock. They thought they had just lost to, Montana's School of Mines or something like that. They didn't even recognize WSU. But now I can't say that Lincoln Riley runs a top 20 program.
No, I would agree.
Yeah. So what do you do?
He runs, as the kids say, a midi program. They're a bunch of mids. Like, he's not the cream of the crop in the Big Ten. We talked about it last week. It's Penn State, it's Ohio State, it's Oregon, and then scratching that tier 1 is Indiana and Illinois. USC is somewhere in tier 2 or tier 3 land.
I'm going to ask you this. I was playing golf with a buddy. He's a chiropractor, Kurt Rendell. He works with the Mariners, and he goes, you know what? And he's a UW guy. He goes, it's good to be known for something, meaning your program is known for something, meaning you're attracting top talent. And he said, UW is a DB school. It's a great DB school. Buda Baker, all these guys, Byron Murphy Jr. USC has lost their identity.
Yeah.
Haven't they? What are they? They're not producing quarterbacks at a high volume or like upper echelon quarterbacks anymore.
Not wide receivers.
They used to be a wide receiver school.
Yeah. I guess the latest run has been wide receivers. What's the guy's name on Minnesota? Jordan Addison. He went to SC.
Okay, go on.
I'm just saying. There's not
Jordan Addison doesn't allow you to identify as a wide receiver school.
But they used to have like Keyshawn, Mike Williams,
right?
Dwayne Jarrett.
Yep, exactly.
Curtis Conway. They used to have a lot.
They were the Ohio State of modern day, right? Where you had Ohio State has 6 guys playing in probably top 15 wide receivers. But my point being is Lincoln Riley's identityless. A program is known for nothing right now.
In year 4, they're identityless.
Okay.
That's not good.
That's not good. So where do you go if you're Lincoln Riley? What do you start? I mean, you got to make a splash this year, or else, right? Or else
you signed a 10-year contract. You're almost halfway into the deal. So here's my first question. USC is predicted 7.2 wins. Let's round that up to 7.5 wins this year, regular season. Does UW win more or less games than USC?
I don't know. Who's USC's quarterback? Returner?
It's Jaden Mayava.
Okay.
We haven't seen enough tape on him. But Lincoln does produce quarterbacks that put up numbers.
So
Baker, Kyler, your boy Spencer Rattler. and Caleb. They
That's
all
true.
put up numbers under
They did.
Lincoln.
They did. I'm going to go here. I heard a guy talk, gosh, he's an analyst with Fox Sports, and he profiled UW's season last year and how they went to a bowl game after you see a coach leave like Kalen DeBoer to go to Alabama, and he takes the contingent of those players that, obviously want to play for Bama but are good enough.
Mm-hmm.
You're just depleted. Fish had nothing coming from Arizona, really, and he brought maybe 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 guys. But for them to make a bowl game was pretty impressive in his mind, because you're not, you're just meshing guys at this point. Year 2, you saw, or you should see, the quarterback, and I'm going to forget his name. So I think his last name's Williams for UW.
Damon Williams Jr.
Thank you. He's a stud from everything that everyone's saying.
He
right?
can go.
He can go. He's going to be the one thing he can't throw like Mahomes, but he's got that like dip, get out, find look. He can reset his hips and his shoulders pretty well. UW's got, I think they've got a good outlook just based on that. Just based on Jed Fish bringing in Bill Belichick. He brought in so many people during the offseason just coming in to watch the program. And I'm a Coug. Like, I shouldn't be saying this.
Your mom's a Husky.
Grandma was a Husky.
Grandma was a Husky.
Grandpa went to every Husky game. So I think there's a lot of optimism on Montlake, whereas you can't say the same thing for USC right now.
7.5. UW winning more or less.
UW's going to win 9. They'll go to another bowl game.
Year 2 of Jed Fish. He inherited U of A in his first year. They went 1-11 the year before, and then it took him 3 years to get his program to a bowl game. I think it was year 3 they went to the Alamo Bowl. I don't think it's going to take that long for him to rebuild UW. They had no defensive pass rush. Williams didn't have a lot of weapons around them, so he got some help. He's got some wide receivers. USC, when I think of them, they lost a lot of one-possession games last year. And what is that? That's coaching.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have the offensive line to be successful in the Big Ten, or the coaching, or the identity. So I think UW wins more games.
I agree. I mean, USC could easily become an afterthought. Like I don't know, Carrie, what are you going to, Bronny goes there and maybe they're a basketball school now. But Lincoln Riley, I think, I'd like to go back and look at his seasons with Oklahoma and just see how the exit took place. Because USC, I think, going back to what you said about the Pete Carroll era, they're trying to recapture that, and they thought they could with Lincoln, and it's just not happening.
My buddy's a big Ducks fan, and he's a big USC hater, but he brings up a lot of good points. Like, Lincoln is still the same dude. Like, it's offense, it's quarterback, but there's never really any defense or any coaching that gets you like beyond like 10 wins to a bowl game or a playoff and in top 5. And that is going to be even more important in the Big Ten when you're playing these power schools and a schedule that is not going to allow you just to outscore people like the old school Pac-12 West Coast offense. You can't do that in the Big Ten.
Thank you. Kirk Ferentz, is he still coaching Iowa? I think he is. He's still there. Kirk Ferentz is going to look at USC and go on the schedule and go, we're going to run the ball 742 times right down their throat, 3 yards at a time. We're going to go for it on 4th. They're going to get 6 possessions, and we'll shut them down. And that will be the formula. Going back to the Oklahoma, like, you're right. That's I think they're in the Big 12.
They're in the SEC now.
I know, but they were in the Big 12
when
Lincoln was there, right? And that's more of a run and gun, shoot them, outscore them type pace. So you're right. I think Lincoln hasn't he hasn't shed that persona, and he's still trying to recreate it over at USC. And the transition is, you see a lot of offensive players come from the West Coast, defense from the East Coast, and then like the big bodies come from the middle of the country. And I just don't think Lincoln can recruit. Probably he's got to find someone that can recruit for him on defense. Like you said, they're just not good, frankly. So. And
also, the West Coast is missing out on these tier 1 quarterbacks. Like Jaden Daniels, went to LSU after A-State. CJ Stroud went to Ohio State. Ohio State's new starter, I had to look him up. He's from San Diego. Like, these kids are getting away from the West Coast. They're going to an SEC or Big Ten school in the south of the Midwest. They're not going to USC. They're not going to UCLA.
And that's ridiculous. They're getting out. Lanning's out recruiting freaking. Lanning shows up and he's like, I got this guy, and it's either Lanning or another coach. He can sell. Lincoln Riley shows up and it's it seems like Lanning's already got him outmarked, right? Yeah. And recruiting battles are no longer USC, Oregon, right? It's like Oregon versus or Ohio State, right? Those upper echelon teams. So recruiting's a factor too. Why isn't LA a pool? Like, why aren't kids wanting to come to LA?
For football, it's because they want, we talked about it, they want to get drafted. Like, go and look at the last 5 drafts. It's Big Ten and SEC. And you said it all the time. Those players get drafted. They're on TV. They get drafted. They're on TV. They're playing bowl games. They get drafted. UCLA and USC are an afterthought. They're really not on TV that much. They're not winning. And why would I want to go somewhere where I can't prepare myself to get drafted?
Yeah. And a lot of these guys, the last thing I'll say is a lot of these guys, you think about recruits, remember, you want access, you want your parents to become able to see you. Like, that's LA's a long way away. They're outside of UCLA and USC, obviously the 2 big schools there, but there's nothing else, close, right? Yeah. And so you're asking to pull kids from Big Ten country to come play in what was Pac-12 country, right?
And those stadiums in LA, now that it's not rocking with Bush and Leinart and Liddell White, like, the stadium's pretty much, I mean, it's not empty, but it's pretty close. And that's probably recruits are like, why do I want to go and play in a stadium that's 60% filled when I can go to the South and we are the NFL team in Tuscaloosa or in Knoxville? Yep. It's like Varsity Blues.
It is.
Friday Night Lights. That's what it's like times 50 in these SEC schools.
Yeah, Mississippi, like all those things. I agree.
All right, let's move on to the next topic here. That's right, folks. This is a newspaper.
Oh, my goodness.
400 million. Super team is sinking fast. The Dodgers, last 30 days, well, they got to 500 because they swept the Padres, but they're 15-15. The Pods in the last 30 days are 18-12. It's going to go down to the end, Big Ben. San Diego, LA, Machado, Tatis, Ohtani, Betts, super team. Who's going to win the NL West?
If you're in, let me ask you this. If you're in that locker room, Dodgers locker room, are you tired of just, could you imagine the reporters? There's like 30 around Ohtani and one other kind of scraggling beat reporter going and asking Will Smith, who went 4 for 4 with 3 jacks, like it seems as though the narrative around the Dodgers is solely around Ohtani, and they either, if Ohtani goes, they go. If he doesn't go, they don't go. I don't think that's true, but it feels like that's what the Dodgers are right now. They're Ohtani. And the reason I'll speak for the Pods, who I think will win the West, they got Mason Miller at the deadline. Hader's out, right? Hader's still out.
Hader's on another team.
Oh, sorry. Freddie Fermin, and then O'Hearn. And I think those are the kind of the big three that they got. Some others. Where I'm going with this, I think they acquired 7 guys, 8 guys. Their clubhouse is like, guys don't even know where to sit at this point. Like, they're just getting acclimated, right? As soon as they put those pieces together, you're going to have depth in a playoff series. You're going to have Mason Miller, who's lights out. The problem with Freddie Fermin is, we all know this, if you bring a new catcher into a rotation, it takes a little while to get used to him from behind the plate. But the Pods now, I think what they did is they created depth and they became a playoff team, right? Whereas I think the Dodgers are Ohtani, are Betts, Will Smith. Who else is there?
Freddie Freeman,
Freddie
Oscar. Max Muncy. I could go on. It's a
Yeah,
super team.
they're good.
But
They're good.
where I will agree
Just in
with
time.
you is you're right. It is all Otani
Yeah.
because Betts has struggled, Teoscar struggled, Muncy's been out. The pitching staff has been like a revolving door. But I think they hit rock bottom last week. You know what? The best medicine to get right is a 4-game set in Colorado after sweeping the Pods.
But so I literally wrote this down. I go, here's my theory. They're both going to benefit playing crappy teams in their own division because the Giants don't have anything to play for, Diamondbacks don't have anything to play for, and the Rockies don't. But then I looked at the scores for tonight. The Dodgers lost to the Rockies, and the Pods were down 4-0 to the Giants. So my theory is gone. Are they on their? You said they hit rock bottom. Are they on their way up then?
I think they are. Like, if we look at the Padres series, which the Dodgers just swept, they had Snell, Glasgow, Glasnow, and Kershaw pitch. Those are pitchers 3, 4, and 5 in their rotation. Yamamoto's one, Otani's two. They finally got the pitching staff healthy. Mookie is back. He's hitting better. Like, it's only going to be more help for Otani. Like, when they won last year and the last couple of years, it wasn't just the one-man show. Will Smith is having an all-star type of year. Freddie Freeman has been solid, but they need Teoscar and Mookie to hit. Like, their averages, their OPS, and their on-base and their slugging is all down. I think it's only up for the Dodgers, and I think that they are finally healthy. Their bullpen has been a bit of a struggle and a bit of a zoo as well. Everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong, and I think they dropped a 7-game lead, but that's okay. They're still got time.
They're still, yeah. You bring up the dream team. Do you remember when like teams were preparing to play the US? Let's call it just the US any given year in basketball, right? You'd hear about teams that had a shot, right? And it'd be the Paul Gasols in Spain and some other teams. I wouldn't call it that in regards, like, I wouldn't call the Dodgers the dream team. Now, probably close as any team's going to get or has gotten in the last decade in terms of putting together talent. But I think the Pods, while they're not a dream team, they're a good team, and they have depth. And you think about, I always think about in the playoffs. Okay, Dodgers Pods go into a playoff scenario. Guys, high leverage, relievers, timely hitting, and don't make any errors or mistakes. And I think they'll get there. Once the guys settle their derrieres in their seats in the clubhouse and they actually know the person next to them, I think the team will be better. Yeah. And I don't know if they were built. You got to ask yourself, were they built to take down someone like the Dodgers? I'm sure after doing that many moves, you had to have something in mind. You're building something to beat something, right?
Well, they have Tatis. He's the biggest Dodgers killer of all time.
Right.
And if he gets hot in a series, you've got the pieces behind him with Arise and Machado and Jackson Merrill and O'Hearn. And they picked up Ramon Lorenzo or something like that. So it's going to go down to the wire. It's going to be fun.
How long is the drive from San Diego?
It should be 2 hours, but depending on when you leave and what time, it could be like closer to 3 with traffic.
Okay. I'm going to give you this before we get off the NL West. They have a common opponent down the stretch. Who is it? They've probably got a few outside the NL West.
The Mariners.
Thank you. Here's what I'll go with. Whoever scores the most run in those 3-game series will end up beating each other or getting further than the other one in the series or in the playoffs. I'll give you that.
Are those games in Seattle?
Both games in Seattle. We end with the Dodgers, which
you can go see Otani.
I just looked the tickets.
I mean, the greatest player of all time in our lifetime. You got to be able to say you've seen him.
I also thought about this. I always take me back to Babe Ruth, and I want to see what the clubhouse looked like when Babe Ruth was going on. Just because I want to see if it's compared to Otani in the level of like.
Nowhere near it. Otani's like an international superstar.
I know.
He's bigger than like.
Well, think
K-pop,
about this. Think about K-pop.
Justin Bieber, Toy Story,
Okay,
Beatles. Like he's
okay,
bigger than all of that.
I I get it. The international appeal, and unfortunately, there's a lot of international people within Seattle, so tickets are already $100 to get in the door. So I don't. Maybe pull some strings. Maybe we'll go. Kennedy doesn't know who Atani is. Like if Kennedy was like, I like Atani, I'd
You
go.
need to teach her who Otani is. The
I
greatest
don't
player
need
of
it.
all.
She's more concerned with the new Paw Patroller that just came on board. Like we'll stick to that.
Let's go back to Babe Ruth. Everyone says he pitched, but he wasn't even really a good pitcher.
Come on, okay. Well, let's not disparage Babe Ruth so Otani looks better. Let's not
I'm
go
just
there.
saying. We got to
Let's not
fact
go
check
there.
this. I don't think Babe Ruth definitely
Let's not
wasn't
go
throwing
there.
150 innings.
Let's
He
not go
definitely
there.
he's
Let's not.
he probably threw like that. Like
Let's not go there. I mean, there's probably less media coverage back then. I gotta imagine.
there definitely was.
Fantasy football.
Let's go.
I have my draft this weekend. I have
Let's
a
talk
question.
rookie running backs.
Rookie, give me 1 second. I got a keeper situation.
Okay.
Okay. I have Gibbs on my team. Do I keep him?
How many people do you get to keep?
2. 1 at each wide receiver, running back, tight end position. You get.
So who are you keeping?
Well, that's my question. Is I have Gibbs. He's probably taking up 30% of my budget.
Okay.
But I think top 3 running back in.
Wait, walk me through this. You
PPR.
got him on an auction, but then what is his value this year if you keep him?
$62 and $200. So 31% roughly. And then my other dilemma was I have Jamison Williams. I think he's going to have a great
Wow,
year.
you're going all in on the Lions, bro.
Well, that's the thing is I don't know if I should hedge.
Stack. Yeah, I think
Should
you
I?
got to do it. Yeah.
Double stack it?
Yeah, double stack.
My other alternative there is Jacoby Myers. I think him and Gino are going to be really nice together.
You're going to keep Jacoby Myers over Jamison Williams?
No. Stack the Lions that big? God, I got to get a Lions hat now.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
You got to double stack that. There's no doubt. Go all in.
Ben Johnson's gone, though. Ben Johnson's gone. All right, let's go to your rookie running backs.
All right, I want to talk about rookie running backs, but the value you're going to get when you draft them in the upside. So everyone knows Aston Gentry is probably picked 10 through 14. So he's a first rounder in a 12-team league or an early second rounder. I like him. Second week, it was great. He's going to eat. Pete Carroll likes to run the ball, and we called it. He's beast mode part 2. He's going to feast in that offense. Gino does well off play action. I like the value of Genty. I will draft him if I can, and I think so should everyone else.
Agreed. They were talking about him. He had 2 seasons at Boise State where he carried the rock over 300 times. Like, that's insane. He's built for it, right? The other thing they talked about, remember Trent Richardson?
Yeah.
Everyone thought he was built for it, and he just ended up risk reward. But I think Genty is a sure thing. And Pete Carroll your first year there and you drafted a first round running back, you're going to give him the ball a lot, or you're going to hear it from the fans. So,
or you're going to hear it from ownership.
Davis, God, what's the combined age of the quarterback or the head coach and the owner? That's probably number one. They're up at like 160 between the two of them.
The geriatric group.
The geriatric Raiders.
And then we've got Amarian Hampton for the Chargers. Same situation in that the Chargers used a first-round draft pick on a running back, so they are going to give him the ball. There is some concern because Najee Harris is there, split backfield, but Najee's got an eye injury. Amari's going like round 4. I think there is value there because, like Pete Carroll, Jim Harbaugh likes to run the ball.
He does.
I just don't know how much value you can get if Najee is healthy and producing.
Well, I look at it this way. So I would amount like Najee to David Montgomery, and then Amari Hampton to like he's not going to be Gibbs,
Ooh, Gibbs like.
right? Gibbs like. But the other thing here too is the Bolts have spent so much money trying to get that offensive line up to a speed where Justin Herbert has some time. But I don't think you saw the Chargers go out and get a deep threat, so I don't think it's going to be a lot of play action.
It's
6, 7.
Lad McConkey and Keenan Allen.
Exactly, slants, right? Just they're going to team slants, and Amari Hampton's going to. The only thing there's not a deep threat, right? So everyone's playing kind of probably 6, 7, maybe 8 in the box. That offensive line and Slater already went down, so that limits some value there.
You brought up a good point about Gibbs, because even if he does share the backfield with Najee, I mean, he still could get to the house like 6 or 7 times. He could be explosive in the right weeks. I think it's worth a gamble in like round 4 or 5. I definitely don't think you should get him anything earlier than that.
Yeah. I mean, he could be one of those guys that, sneaks when you're drafting and no one really, let's call it the older set that maybe are distracted by a lot of other things going on in their life and don't realize that Amari Hampton is probably starting running back. You might be able to get him in like round 6, and then he's a keeper for a year or 2.
Absolutely. Then there's a guy who shot up the draft board, Trayvon Henderson in New England. Last week, he was probably like round 10, round 11. They got him right now in round 6 or 7. It's a crowded backfield. You got Ramondre Stevenson, you got Antonio Gibson, you got Trayvon. At some point in the middle of the draft, you got to take a risk when the reward could reward you with a game-changing running back who could win your league. I think you got to draft this guy if you can.
I don't know. Don't. And here's why. I think the Patriots want to win now. And they think they have the personnel at this point to do so. I think Ramondre Stevenson is a pretty decent NFL running back. Antonio Gibson maybe out of the backfield. I don't think they're going to put Trayvon Henderson in unless the season's – he'd be like a September call-up, I think, in terms of getting any carries. Ray Davis out in Buffalo? Like, he showed well when he got out there. I think he'll be like a Ray Davis. Like, they'll bring him in, when the game's out of hand or they're sitting both the other guys. I don't think the Patriots risk having a rookie out there and coughing up the ball early in the season where they lose games, momentum, and it's Vrabel, right? I think Vrabel's going to go with the guys he trusts.
Agree with that, but also think you should draft him in the handcuff situation, because if one of those guys go down, Ramondre's been hurt a lot, and he's hurt now. If one of those guys go down, he could put up some big-time numbers. He's explosive. He's got great vision.
Yeah, draft
in
him
that
on
offense. If one of those guys go down, he could be a top 15 back.
Go round like 7, 8, like back to back, or round 7, 10, something like that. Who you got next?
RJ Harvey, Broncos, round 9. He's got to share the backfield with J.K. Dobbins, but everything that I'm hearing out of Denver, dynamic pass catch threat. He can run. He's getting a lot of action right now. I think he could leapfrog Dobbins, who also has a history of getting hurt and breaking down as the season.
You think Dobbins has the gingerbread man out there just.
And if you think of what Sean Payton did for running backs when he was in New Orleans, like, he loved to throw to Kamara. He loved to feed Kamara. So I love RJ Harvey. I think you're getting great value if you get him in round 9. I might even get him a little earlier than that.
Agreed. I think between far more than Henderson. The competition significantly less. Dobbins they're going to ease him into it. And Harvey, they got rid of what's his name, Williams, Javonte Williams. For the reason was he couldn't really catch out of the backfield. So getting Harvey, and Bo Nix is coming into his own a little. People like Bo Nix. They're high on Bo Nix. Cortland Sutton, Mims. They just got who's the pass catching tight end from Jacksonville?
I can't think of his name.
Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's pieces there, and I mean, the Broncos caught fire a little bit last year. They don't have to worry about Russell
Everyone
Wilson.
thought they were in trouble when they loaded all that money on Russ and they got
Yeah.
out of Russ, but it's 2 years later? And
If anything, that organization has to build around cheap players. Like they got to build around, like the RJ Harveys, the rookies. They got to develop. So he'll get every opportunity, I think, more so.
and they got a great defense in Denver too.
They do. Agreed.
Our
Great.
Broncos will bring them into the jurisdiction.
I might like Harvey more than I like Amari Hampton, to be honest.
Well, that's what I meant when I started. I was like value at the draft pick and the upside.
Yeah, Harvey's going to be more of like if Hampton goes in the first 3 rounds, okay, who c'est la vie. But if Harvey's sitting around in like round 7, 8, I'm intrigued. Don't tell anyone that. I might pick him up for a couple bucks.
We're not in the same leagues anymore.
I know. I opted out. Sleepers. Right. It's okay.
But don't opt out of this podcast. Should we wrap up here?
Let's get out of here.
At Big Ben KWin _ at Big Ben KWin _ anywhere you get your social media. That's X, that's TikTok, that's Threads, that's Instagram, that's Facebook. If you are an audio podcast, don't forget to download, listen, subscribe, and 5 stars anywhere you get your podcast. Watching live or on demand, drop your comments below. Following us online, drop your comments. We're going heavy at the East Coast. Heavy.
We're going heavy.
Mets, Jets.
Heavy.
We are the West Coast pod.
We are. We always have been. Adios, amigos. Tienes un buen noche. Hasta luego y tienes un buen partido. Partido.
Hasta luego. Buenas noches.
Sí.
Yo estudio a la escuela para 10 años, pero
no, tú no sabes dónde está la biblioteca.
Kind of estúpido.